Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Blokes on a Budget, Tips, Tricks and Money Savers. Today I want to show you how to replace a old silicone sealed joint, like in a bathroom or a kitchen or something. Now before anyone turns off, this is definitely going to be my most useful, most profit generating, most accessible to everybody, easy to do, you don't need any expensive tools to do it, and you're going to get the best bang for your buck out of this episode ever. So, if you haven't already, either like the Blokes on a Budget Facebook page, or just check out Blokes on a Budget at the Facebook fan page, and like this post and share it with everybody, because changing a silicone sealed joint, one, it's going to stop something leaking, but secondly, silicone in bathrooms starts to get moldy, it starts to discolor, it starts to come away, and it just looks real shit. So I've actually done a lot of jobs years ago when I was doing real estate type work, where we reroute the bathroom, change the taps, change all the towel rails and things, and redo all the silicone joints, and it makes it look a shitload better. Now, first thing with the silicone, I'll show you one in a second we're going to have a crack at, but if you go to the hardware, this might go a little bit long today, so bear with me. If you go to the hardware, you're going to see a big ass rack with shitloads of silicone products on there. There's glass based, like for silicone for glass, glazier type stuff. There's drainage ones, there's roof and gutter. But really, for what we're going to deal with, we're going to need two types. One, which is the best one. This is if you really have to seal something outside, it's got water coming in, around a window frame, some shit like that. This is roof and gutter silicone. Translucent, which means it's clear. This sticks like shit to a blanket to anything, and it's the most hardiest, long lasting. You can get coloured versions of this, grey, whatever you want, but really it's, for some reason, I can't explain it, but when they put colour into silicone, it's not as good as it was. Now we're in the bathroom, as you can see, and I'm going to do a joint that's between the countertop here, the basin, and the glass. So when we're in a bathroom or around a kitchen, like where the tile wall meets the countertop out there, the bench top, you want to use something called kitchen and bathroom, also known as sanitary grade. It might be marked as sanitary grade. It's white. It's supposed to be antifungal and more flexible. If you ask me, it's an inferior version of this, but it's white and it's supposed to be antifungal. I've used it, still gets funky. So the only way to fix it up long term, cut it out, do it again. So what you're going to need for this job, you're going to need for the one we're doing here, roof and gutter, sorry, it's not roof and gutter, it's the kitchen or bathroom, also known as sanitary grade silicone. A tube comes like that, right, comes with a nozzle, that's all formed in one piece, you've got to cut that off. Alright, you're going to need that. You're going to need a Stanley knife. I love this type for work, for really getting and cutting. Not really what we want here. What you want is, well, what I'm going to use, because it's probably what you're going to use, is just a basic cheap-ass plastic craft one. Get a craft shop, newsagent, anywhere really, supermarket. But this is a more industrial version of this. Okay, the blades are a bit better, a bit stronger, don't snap so easy. The reason we use this is we can extend the blade a lot longer, and it gives us a little bit of flexibility in the blade to get around things. So these two are more what you want for the job. This is fine. You also semi-want a bit of a screwdriver, maybe you've got to dig some silicone out. If you don't have a screwdriver, use my old faithful steak knife. It works, just grab it and push it in. You're also going to need a silicone gun, also known as a caulking gun, right? And I'll show you how to use that in a minute. Well, I'll show you how to use that now, basically. There'll be a lever at the back, push it, right? Don't pull the handle, push that, and that will allow this thing to move backwards. It's open. Get your silicone, which I'll show you how to cut off in a minute. Actually, I'll do it now. Take the end off. Get your knife. Now, you don't want to cut your finger off, so you might want to do this on the ground, on your foot or something, but that's not going to work for television, so slice it off, and you'll be able to see the shit inside it. Get the tube, put the tube on. Get your knife. You don't want to cut down here, you don't want a big open area. Actually, a lot of them have little markings. You probably can't see it, but there's a little 30 degree angle marking there. Go the first one. You want a bit of an angle like that, alright? In the silicone gun, nozzle first. Angle, we'll just have it going down for now, but you might want to move it as you're working. And just start handle till it gets tension. Now with these, when you squeeze the handle, silicone starts pissing out the end. It'll keep doing that even if you take your hand off the handle. This back button, lever, they'll all be on it. Release the pressure so it won't keep oozing out. Okay. You're also going to need some, well, I'm using electrical tape. It's pretty shit for the job, but I thought I had some masking tape out in the shed, but I don't. So it's either don't do the video or just get by with this. This is not that good because as you try to put it on, it stretches and then it springs back and it's not as sticky and things like that. And you're also going to need yourself a whole bunch of rag to wipe your fingers on, or you could use a roll of paper towel or toilet paper or whatever. So let's have a look at the joint and let's start getting it out. Okay, so here is our silicone joint. It's in here and you can see it's starting to come away. Now this is pretty much just pulling out by itself, but if it's really well stuck, you're going to have to get in there and cut and pull it and get your steak knife and drag bits out, things like that. But this is just coming away. This is what I mean by the sandwich and grade shit. It's just shocker. Now, with this job, actually, first of all, the reason I showed you the two different types of silicone is obviously I need white here, but up here where it's on the mirror, that reflection would look terrible. So I've done the clear up there. You can see the clear, the roof and gutter hasn't even begun to give up the ghost yet, whereas this shit's just pulling clean out. So that's gone. Now, silicone, it will never, ever, 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 in a pink fit, stick to something wet. So it has to be dry. You have to dry it up. And you have to dry it up pretty damn well too. That was a pretty piss poor example of cutting out silicone before, wasn't it? Trust me, it can be a real nightmare sometimes. But like I said, it's just blade through the top, blade through the bottom, bit of an angle, get it out with something, and it's got to come out. Now, that's nice and dry. Now, you want to mask the edges with, well, electrical tape in this case, which, like I said, sucks. It'll do the job. First of all, going down on the bottom section, just want to get it in there. Okay, basically wherever you don't want silicone is where you want tape. So if you don't want it out on the edges, you don't want it past the mirror, you're going to silicone it. Alright, let's take a second. They do one edge. See what I mean by the electrical tape? It's really crappy. Okay, I won't do the whole thing now. I'll just do part of it. So that's the bottom edge. And do the same on the top edge. Now this will work in like corners of showers, where the shower walls meet the tile floor. That is the #1 leaking spot for tile problems with showers that are leaking. So if you've got a leaky shower, you might want to try this first before you call someone. I'm going to do a video later on regrouting and sealing showers and just how to fix that problem up. But until I get my ass into gear and get that done, this is a good starting point for you. Just start with something like this. Also, the corners of the shower, the wall corners, you want to do them as well. So that's nicely done. Now I just get silicone. Now all the tricks to silicone joining is going to be is the finish. That's where it gets like a freaking nightmare. And I'll show you all the tricks of that in a second. So just wait till the silicone starts coming out and just put a bead through. Now because we got the tape there, it doesn't matter if you overspill. You know, siliconing is a freaking art form, I'm telling you. You know, you can do it without the tape, but like I said, it's a real art form. So that's as far as we're going for this demonstration. Now, I said before, silicone does not stick to a wet surface, right? So if you wet your finger, it won't stick to it. Now make sure you get your rag on hand here. I'll tell you what, let's stop for a second and move the camera back so I can see everybody. Okay, so you've got a rag to wipe your finger on, and you're going to use a lot, so you need a bit of it. Now, If you need running water, perfect. If you're not, just fill up a container with some water. It's fine. Wet your finger, wet both of those because you're going to get some on that for sure. Now with your index finger, you just want to get it and you just want to wipe it across. And when you start to build up a big blob of crap, wipe it off your finger, more water. You just keep, okay, let's go the whole way first. Now I don't know if you can see it from that distance, but the silicone is now spread out all over the tape. Now if you have the tape there, that's going to get all over the glass, it's going to get all over the bench top, and it's just impossible to get off. And it looks terrible. This is why we tape it up. You just keep wetting your finger and just keep wiping it back. And wiping it back till almost it's not really semi on the tape anymore. You won't get it all off, just give it a whole heap of good wipes. Wet the finger. Electrical tape, gotta hate it. So I'm gonna probably give that another wipe. You really want to wipe it back. Unless we start changing fingers too. That's why I said wet too. Just, for some reason, you automatically just go to that up yours finger. I don't know why, it just happens. Keep wiping. Alright. That's that. Now, let's pull the tape off. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but as I'm pulling the tape off, I'm starting to see a bit of a, I don't know, you're going to call it an edge. It just means it hasn't been wiped back enough. So that was an experimental little look. Put that back, it needs more wiping. Okay? Really guys, push your finger in further. A bit of pressure, a whole heap more out. I know it's boring watching you do this, but now, and pull this off. Yeah, that keeps better. Perfect edge. When I said before it had an edge to it, it was building, it was a pile, like a square lump of silicone. You could see it. And your natural instinct there will be to try and wipe that with your finger. But all you're going to do there is spread the silicone over the job that you've been trying to protect. I think that, yeah. Let's see if we can get this one out. Now, let's get you in there. That is, well, the main section I was trying to do. Absolutely perfect. And that's how it's done. So it's a piece of piss, right? Yeah, I told you it was. There's only a couple of tricks that you really got to remember. Silicone will not stick to a wet surface ever, ever, ever. It has to be dry. So don't go on your roof and try to fix a roof leak in the rain. It's not going to stick. Secondly, you need to tape up those edges, because if you think you don't, you will. You'll stuff it up. And the most important is the wet finger. Don't try and use a trowel or anything. Use your finger. It's perfectly designed to do the job. Just keep it wet, wipe it off, wet it again, do it. Otherwise, you'll end up with white hands. You'll very rarely have it come out that easy. That was a very poor example of it, especially, you know, like shower corners of showers and things like that. You'll never have that happen. You will have to go in, with this down the knife, cut, and then rip it out with something. Especially with this type of product, the roofing gutter is really sticky. So I hope that helps. Remember, I think it's a great idea if you can share this episode with somebody. I spoke about how it's going to save you getting people in to fix up leaky showers, what we dealt with today. Another really big one is around sinks in kitchens, the back of the bench top to the kitchen wall, they always leak. Then you've got water running down the back of the kitchen cabinet, and the first time you're going to know about it is when the kitchen cupboards start to swell up and they're damaged. Secondly, it really carts up a bathroom so well. You know, if you've got a shit house bathroom, you know, change a few things in the bathroom, do the regrouting, which I'll show you another time. Get rid of those crap looking silicone joints, and it's going to look heaps better. Alright, I'll catch you next time.